I was never interested in the question of whether they did it or not. We know they did it. They confessed they did it a few hours after they did it. Whether or not they are guilty is the question that we all need to ask. I think that these girls do understand that it's wrong to kill someone. I don't think that's a question in my mind. But I do think that belief, as you talked about when we started talking today, belief is a very powerful motivator. And I think the landscape of the internet is very compelling. It's very believable. It's very captivating, especially if it's a powerful meme such as Slenderman that is having input from all different strata of our culture.
When a child commits a heinous crime, in terms of, we're talking now about his culpability, what should the legal system do? I mean, he's saying that I can't just pretend that the seriousness doesn't exist, even if developmentally they don't understand at the time its significance.
The juvenile justice system was created for exactly this reason, that we believe that adolescents and young people are still a work in progress and that they are not equivalent to adults. So the idea that if you are a child who commits a adult-looking crime, and honestly, if you look at all the facets, there was very little that was adult-like about this. It was a terribly executed crime. But because you did that, now you're an adult. Morgan was 11 years old the night before this crime. There's no question that they're children. There were some very simple questions that very quickly revealed the immaturity. Anissa asked if she was going to go to school that Monday because she had perfect attendance and she didn't want her perfect attendance to be disrupted. And so she also asked if she was going to get her clothes back, I think, too, because she really liked the sweatshirt that she'd gotten some blood on. And
what did that make you think that she thought was happening?
That she had absolutely no idea what had actually happened.
The film, in an interesting way, puts the internet on trial, right?
I would take a little bit of a different take on that, in that I would say it's not so much putting the internet on trial, it's the fact that we give kids unfettered access to the internet, and yet we hold them entirely responsible for what they find. We can't even figure out in 2018 what information is real. We're calling it these days fake news. We were starting to talk about fake news when this was happening in the beginning. But now it's really starting to come into a big question. How did we elect the president in our highest office? Was it based on bad information? We couldn't tell. We couldn't tell. Smart people could not tell. How can an 11-year-old tell? I wasn't putting the internet on trial. It was more of our framework about how we let kids access the internet, and yet then we slap their hand or put them in jail or put them in prison for the rest of their life potentially for acting upon things they truly believe to be real.